All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome again to our Jewel from our Jewels. This has been just such a blessing, and we all look forward to Thursday mornings with another one of our jewels. Today we have a diamond from Florida, Lynne Allen, and her and I met at Leaders in Line. And she's just a doll, and she has one of the top teams right now in Plexus. So I'm really excited to have her on our call, and I'm just going to turn it right over to you, Lynne, so you can just go as long as you want. No, just kidding.
Okay, well, I'll try and keep it at 20 minutes. I actually have a Plexus lunch meeting at noon that I still need to get to. I pulled over on the side of the road. I love these, Cindy. Thank you so much for all that you do, and these Jewels from the Jewels weekly calls are so amazing because on my journey, I loved listening to other Jewels and what they were doing and advice and tips, and I still do every day that Celeste or Sarah Taylor or Tara Castaneda post a new video, I watch it. So that's all part of it, is always be pouring back into yourselves and learning with leadership stuff, training, all those good things. So I love this, and I love the opportunity to be on with you guys. So like Cindy said, we met at Leaders Retreat. We were standing in line. And then we just clicked ever since then. And gosh, that was in Orlando. That was 3 Leaders Retreats ago, I think. So it's been a long time. So my story is, yes, I live here in Florida with my family. This is where I was born and raised, in Jacksonville. I have 2 little girls. They're 4.5 and 1.5. So obviously this business has been the biggest blessing for my family, and they're my sole reason why I do what I do and why I got into Plexus. My story is I signed as a wholesale ambassador with zero intentions of the business. I was not looking for it. I was still in real estate, and I was doing pretty well. I just didn't want to work anymore after I had my first baby, and that's when I found Plexus. And it only took a week of loving the products, and I started seeing others. You know how quickly we get connected with Plexus, other fellow Plexus family, and the whole One Plexus, and I started seeing other people being successful, and all they were doing was sharing. And I had so many friends start asking me, they could just see a difference in me, the energy, how I looked, my skin. I started losing the 10 pounds of baby weight that was hanging on forever. And I thought, gosh, this would be the easiest thing in the world to share because I know I love it. And I never found anything I love that I remotely would be interested in doing network marketing, because I had lots of friends that did other things, and I always told them no. And I was the biggest skeptic and kind of like laughed at MLM people. So now look at me now. So don't prejudge your friends. And that's why I'm just the biggest advocate of, wholesale, and being an ambassador is a great way to go, because they get connected in the Plexus family with team pages and things like that. And they already have their own business for $34.95 when we know they're going to love it, and they can start sharing. So that was my story. I was not looking for the business side at all, and I kind of just fell into it and started learning as I went. Silver's very exciting, and after that I was like, oh, I think I can go gold. And then it just keeps going from there, and I learned a lot. We have such great training from the company now. 3 years ago when I joined, it was kind of we all were learning together and putting together our own trainings that were very I don't know what the word for it is, but we were like creating our own Word documents and stuff like that to share with people. And now you guys have the best training tools, resources from corporate. So really utilize that. And of course, fellow Jewels and Diamonds at the top, they're so generous with their time and training, and post most of their stuff on YouTube. Pick some of them and follow them. And I always would watch things going, gosh, what is their secret? How are they a jewel? How are they a diamond? And then you realize there are no secrets. And what your uplines are telling you, to go silver yourself every month, sponsor new people, and help your team do the same, and going silver, that's truly, truly the key to success in this business. I pulled some numbers for my team last week, And since the start, I've personally sponsored 124 people. Of those 124 people, I have 8 level 1s that are gold to emerald. So 8 out of the 124 are working the business. And that is pretty much what your odds are going to be. I tell people 1 in 10. And I have a couple other people silver that are, really wanting to work this too. But maybe 12 to 15 total out of 124. So don't get discouraged when you sign people and they don't want this. So many times you're going to want this more for them than they want it for themselves, and you can't see the vision for them, but you have to just work with the people that get this. And you send them a video and they say, oh my gosh, I watched it. What do I do next? Those are the people you pour into. Those are your go-getters. They get this. They're sharing with their friends. They're asking, how do I sign someone as an ambassador or a customer? They're working this. I think that's the most disappointing part of the business is you have friends join you that you know very well, and you want this more for them than they want it for themselves. And that's okay. It's okay to bless and release. I heard Celeste use that term like 3 years ago, and that's been my motto. You kind of love them where they are and bless and release, and just work with your ones that join you that really want to do this just like you. I call them the clones of you, that they get it. They're watching training videos. They're out there sharing. They're listening to your advice and coaching. They're posting on Facebook. That is my biggest piece of advice, because it's truly the duplication is the beauty of this business, where people think I have, hundreds of people that wanted to do this business with me. And really I had about 8, which in turn turned into over 5,000 people on my team from 8 legs of my business working it, which is crazy to think. And just trust the process, because in my numbers I had pulled for my team 3 years ago, at this time in my business, so February of 2014, I had 44 active people on my entire team. 44. And I remember thinking, how is this ever going to explode to be thousands of people? Like, how am I ever going to be an emerald or a sapphire or a diamond? And I just kept hearing from other leaders, trust in the process, trust it, know that this is going to happen, just keep working and it will happen. And it did. But when we say working, we mean you can't take a break from your business. If you just want to make a couple $100 a month, okay, then you don't have to work it really hard. But if your goal is gold and above, you need to be working your business every day. And that was my missing link at Senior Gold. I remember hitting it and I got stuck there for 8 months. I wasn't working my business. I had signed a ton of people and just expected that they were going to join me and do the same as me and sign people and be excited. I didn't quite understand the whole, okay, now I've got to really link arms with them and help them. Not everybody's going to get this on their own, and not everyone's going to know how to go silver. And so from Senior Gold, then I got unstuck and I went Ruby to Emerald pretty fast within 6 months of figuring out that it was me that needed to really get to work and just trust the process. That as I signed people, I was excited. I wanted them to go silver. So you've got to be excited with people that, hey, you could get 3 friends and you would make $175, and this business is so different and it's probably way more fun than you think, because a lot of people come to this like I did with a preconceived notion. And my first post signed, I think, 6 ambassadors and a handful of customers. So once I broke those numbers down, I was like, oh my gosh, I think I just made like $400. And that was my light bulb. So if you can share that with people and paint the vision for them, and just like, it's really easy to start with just 3 and showing them what they can do, because so many people that didn't quite get this, or I never thought really wanted to share, they went silver and they freaked out when they got their paycheck. They were like, oh my gosh, this is the most exciting thing ever. Okay, how do I get to gold? So really be bold in encouraging people to go silver. It's not a scary thing. They're your friends, but you want to help them. And especially if they're loving their plexus, I tell them they're crazy if they don't share this, because of the growth of our company and what I've seen it do for obviously my journey and my family financially, but my team. I have all 8 of those women have retired from corporate America. They are of my leaders. They're home with their babies. And I know what this can do for them. And I push them. I was uncomfortable at first because they're your friends, but you have to know what we have and be very, very confident in sharing that with them. And just be you and be honest. And I tell my friends now, okay, you really want to stay home with your kids, just trust me. You're going to have to post on Facebook and you're going to share this, but I promise you, you're going to love it. And it's going to be so rewarding and so much fun and way easier than you thought. And just trust the process. And I had to tell all of them that. And they did. They're people value when you're honest with them, and just they can tell when you're genuinely caring about them. I wanted them to do this, not for me. I wanted them to do it for themselves so that they didn't have to tell me every week that they were so sad that they were away from their babies from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's why I wanted them to do that. So, just share with people the gift of this. It doesn't matter if you are, oh, sweet baby Cindy. He's so precious. Even if you're a silver ambassador, share what this business is doing for you. If you're making silver ambassador money, a couple $100 a month. At silver, I was making anywhere from $400 to $1,000. I had a lot of customers in the beginning before I understood the value of growing a team. Share that with people. I remember being a brand new gold, and I told one of my friends that I could pay her mortgage, and she about fell over. People just don't think we make money in this. So be bold in sharing that. And I remember at Gold, I told people, I'm never going to have to go back to real estate, and I'm going to make 6 figures, and I'm going to get a Lexus, and one day I'm going to retire my husband. And they all pretty much scoffed at me, laughed, oh, that's so nice, your little Plexus thing. But you have to be bold. And I knew what I had with Plexus. I saw other people doing it. So I knew I could do it. And you have to put yourself out there, because if you don't, there's no accountability. So when the times got tough, I knew, well, I just told all these people that I'm going to be an emerald next year. I better get on it and get over my bad day. So don't be afraid to share that with people, because if you're not sharing the whole business side, we know we have amazing products. But if you're not sharing what this business can do, how are we going to expect people to know it? So I know in the beginning, I was all about the products. I was so comfortable sharing the products. And because the business is a little bit uncomfortable to share until you really have that belief that what we have truly is a gift. So you only learn by doing it. So I have so many people go, wow, I didn't even know there was this whole thing behind Plexus. I just thought you were selling pink drink. And I'm like, no, I don't sell, I share. And there is this amazing business and comp plan behind it. And we get paid very generously. And just, build that belief. If you need to watch videos about it, do that. And, when I was silver gold, I watched other diamonds that I really looked up to and watched their training videos. And if I found one that I really liked how they were sharing with people, I just kind of would duplicate that and go, oh, I really like how she says that, or how she's sharing with people and training her team. There's just so many resources out there, and so many people, always ask, well, what are you doing? What's your team doing to be I won the shopping spree and all those things. And I said, nothing different than anybody else. We're just out there passionately, boldly sharing. And we're very all about duplication. When someone joins, they do a 3-way call with their upline, or a 3-way message, something to get them connected, or a 3-way Zoom one-on-one. Just to show them the power of what they can do with this, because most of them don't realize they can make money just by getting 3 people. They think they have to sell $1,000 a product and have 100 people on their team before they make any money, because that's their preconceived notion. My sister finally joined me. So when people think all my family does it, nobody does it. And I'm okay with that. I know I love Plexus, and they don't have to love it like me. But my sister finally joined me as an ambassador 3 years in, and signed her husband up the other day, and because he finally wanted to get the products. And he goes, wait, so you made money off just one person? And she's like, yeah, I made $25. And he's like, that's crazy. And I'm like, it is crazy that we get paid right away. I actually signed this girl who was in Mary Kay and very high up several years ago. And she talked to me the other night and she said, Lynn, this is crazy. I can't believe I can join this for $35. There's no pressure. She said she does want to share and build a business, but $35. She said in Mary Kay, they offered a credit card so that people could sign up for the credit card and then put their Mary Kay business on it so they could join, because it was $3,000 to $5,000. And it still is if they really want to go all in and get all their inventory and get started. And I said, that's just nuts. I wouldn't feel okay about sharing with people to do that and go into debt to build a business where I can share with everybody. I know everybody has $100 to start their Plexus and get a business too. $133. I know that most of my friends spend that at Target a couple times a week without even thinking about it. So what we have really is so unique and different, and be excited that you're a part of this now, because I know when they say we're going to be a legacy company, we're going to be the people that they look back and they go, oh, wow, so cool. You got in Plexus when it was like a baby company. And yes, we've been around for almost 10 years, but that's huge in this industry because that means we're going to last. When I went out to corporate, my husband won Silver Stars. He's got an amazing team. And Charles said, if a company can make it 10 years, their chances of being a legacy company are like 99%. He said there's only ever been 13 companies that have ever made it past 10 years in MLM. Isn't that crazy? And we're at 10 years. And they signed that 90-year land lease. So they expect us to be around a long time. So I'm very proud of that. I see other companies popping up and I'm like, gosh, I would never join that because there's no history with it. And most companies don't last past 5 years. So what we have with Plexus, I'm just so proud to share. And it is truly changing people's lives, which all of you know. You guys probably all have some teams or people you've shared with that. Thank you for sharing. So keep doing what you're doing, and not everybody's going to join you right away. That's, I think, the hardest part people struggle with is they're like, I'm sharing so much and nobody's joining. I tell them, well, they're watching. Just think about your journey. Did you join the first post you saw your friend make? Probably not. Most of us did not. We were like, oh, what is that Plexus stuff? And we kept watching and watching. You just have to be that consistent messenger of Plexus that, yes, it's still here. Yes, it's real. Yes, I love it. Yes, it can help you. I'm a little over 3 years in, and I had 12 people join me last month. I got very intentional with my personal activity because when you get a team, you can get into management mode. So I was like, I'm going to, follow up with all my people and sign 12 people since right after Christmas. And all of them said, we've been watching you for 3 years. And people's timing's just different, but never give up. Keep sharing. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. People are just watching you because so many times we have friends that share something for a month and they're really excited about it and then they disappear. And that's what they're waiting to see what we do with Plexus. And you're super skeptical. People are going to wait like a year or two to see if, oh, is Lynne still doing this in 2 years or 3 years? Okay, it must. Now everyone takes me seriously because they know it's been 3 years and obviously my journey and things like that I've taken them along the way. But never give up. Stick with it. There will be tough times where people tell you no. I've had a ton of people tell me no, and I just feel bad for them. I'm like, gosh, well, they're missing out. But I was that person to a lot of my friends before Plexus. I told them no too. And they probably felt the same way about their company. But I found something I really loved in Plexus. And I love our products. But now that I know this business and what we have with our company and comp plan, I tell everybody, I love the business more almost than our products because it's changed my family's life and all of my friends that are now home with their babies or they've paid off massive credit card debt. This business is my favorite part of all this now. And I love Plexus. It has changed my health and my husband's, but you could feel amazing, but that pressure of credit card debt and not being able to go on a vacation, that's almost more crushing than feeling awful. So the financial freedom that we can bring people through this, don't be afraid to share it, you guys. Like, you guys see it with Cindy, her success and my success and everyone else, and just know there's no difference between us and all of you. You guys can do this. And we've all been there. I distinctly remember turning silver and gold and senior gold every step of the way. And I know all those thoughts. I remember at gold and senior gold thinking like, how is this ever going to happen? Right, Cindy? You're like, how am I ever going to be an emerald? And then it happens because you trust in the process. And, I still have people joining me today that want to work this business, and it took 3 years to find them. So just keep sharing, you guys, and you guys will all be jewels.
Yes. Thank you, Lynne. Oh my God. I wrote a whole page of little that are just awesome,
Oh, thank you. I loved being on. I love seeing you. I can't wait to see you at convention in Hawaii.
I know. It's going to be awesome.